Joseph Frost is perhaps one of the most underrated characters in the Resident Evil game and series, mainly because he dies very early in the game and he doesn't have any CG gameplay. However, there's been a lot of speculation as to who is the actor that plays Joseph. There's been a lot of great videos tracking down Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine and Barry Burton, Albert Wesker, but not much has been done in regards to Joseph. So I'm just going to not solve the mystery today, but just tell you all that we know, and also give you my thoughts on the opening intro of Resident Evil in general. First of all, I think these searching videos are really great because we've nearly found all the cast now, including a very recent video of finding Inez, which looks like her name is Inez Paulson, and she hasn't come forward to do any interviews, but it looks like from this video here in this picture that she is a mum. So this just gets me really hopeful. The fact that we can find Inez, we can hopefully find Joseph Frost. Okay, so I want to talk about the intro video in general. So I rented Resident Evil in like 96, 97, and that opening video scared me to death. And then, by the time you see the first zombie, I was like really nervous, and by the time you get to the dogs in the corridor, I was like, no, turn this game off, it's too scary. But as the months and years went on, I got into the game and loved the second one. I never knew an uncensored version of the intro existed until I seen it, and so I was thinking about it and comparing it. Which version do I prefer? I actually prefer the censored version, not because I have anything against gore and special effects like that, but it just leaves a bit more to the imagination. And I think the sequence is a little bit weird because, first of all, have you ever noticed when Joseph, says, "Oh, come here," why didn't any of them come? And also, he's shooting in the uncensored version and none of the members come back to help him. So the sequence seems a little bit out. Also, the special effects with the dogs in the uncensored version look a bit funny. And I think the black and white also adds to the effect. I do have to say, in both versions, censored and uncensored, I think the actor playing Joseph does do the best job in terms of performance out of all 5 of them. So, he's got a lot more physical, demanding things in that role. Shooting the shotgun, having pretend dogs bite him, being dead, having so much special effects with blood and makeup. So fair play to the guy, whoever he is. I think he pulled it off really well. I'll put that question out there. Which version do you prefer, the censored version or the uncensored version? This is a really cool video here that gives you a little bit of insight into Joseph. I think Wesker recruited him into the Alpha team. I think he was the newest member. He was 27 at the time. He was quite enthusiastic. And apparently he knew a lot of what was going on in Raccoon City in regards to Umbrella and Wesker going hand in hand. So the end credits have Joseph Frost listed as being played by someone called Jason. And it would be fair to assume that all the other actors, that their names are correct. So it's obvious that Jason, whoever Jason is, would be correct also. So IMDb says that Joseph Frost in the live action sequences was played by someone called Jason Wool. So there's a really great website here called Games and Movies Blog, Resident Evil live action actors, and there is a little bit of information there regarding Joseph. So it's no big surprise, according to this blog, the actor is unknown. So it is believed that the actor who played Joseph was played by a guy called Jason Wool, and we just wanted to check this rumor and see if it is correct. But the person writing this vlog requested information from someone named Ward about Jason Wool, and this person said that Jason Wool was only a voice actor. He wasn't actually a live action actor. However, that got me thinking though, does that mean that, first of all, Joseph does not have any CG gameplay in the game? Was the live action actor's voice overdubbed by Jason Wool? Because, I got a bit confused with that. We know that there are 2 actors for each of them. Chris had a voice actor and a live action actor, same with Jill and Barry. When Chris, Jill and Barry have dialogue at the end of the game, is that their natural voices? Is that Gregory Smith talking because he has an Australian accent? Or was that the voice actor being overdubbed to the live action actor? So it's hard to know at what point did any of the live action actors actually speak. Is that their physical voice? Or was all of it overdubbed? So we have the voice actors in the CG gameplay, but it looks like even in the live action cuts, there's some voiceover dubbing going on there. So it could be that we know that Jason Wool did do the voice over, but we still have no clue as to the live action actor of Joseph. There is another point here that some Resident Evil fans say that Joseph Frost was voiced by a guy called Sergio Alarcon, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, in the live action cutscenes, and that also this guy also voiced Brad Vickers in the game. We can't really pin down if we know the identity of the voiceover actor, let alone the live action actor. However, Raccoon Star's blog denies that Jason Wool played Joseph Frost, and it's actually tried to remove Wool's name from IMDb. However, the closest lead we might get is by someone called Sam Scott, who says there's a strong possibility that Jason was the comedian in this Japanese car commercial. So I don't know if there's a resemblance there between this person and Jason there. And this is the actual video that they're talking about, this commercial. I mean, it's very hard to tell to see if there's a comparison. I mean, one could argue the nose looks very similar, but it's just really hard to tell. But again, no name is given. Another theory that Joseph Frost was played by a guy called Ricciardo Milmos. So, I went to check that out, and it seems like it's definitely not Joseph. It looks like he's some South American musician and dancer, but the red bandana, so yeah, I get it. It's believed that the character of Joseph was 27. So let's just say roughly that this actor is 27. I mean, the actor himself would have to be roughly in his early to mid 50s now, I think, if I've got the math correct. However, I propose probably one of two theories. My guess is whoever this person is, he was either working for a company in Japan, in Tokyo at the time, a bit like Charlie or Inez, and he was hired to do the Resident Evil cutscenes, and either he didn't know what it was because a lot of these actors went in to do so many jobs. He wasn't given, like today where you can get a link, he probably was not given a VHS tape. Of course, the game was called Biohazard in Japan, not Resident Evil. Or it could be that he was just a tourist there in Japan and just got picked on the street, which is the exact same thing that happened to Gregory Smith. And again, he had no idea what this thing was until years later where people spotted him. Who knows, he's either walking around out there with no idea that he's Joseph Frost, or maybe he doesn't want to be found and doesn't want to be involved, a bit like Inez. But hey, let me know what you thought of this video, if it's helpful to bring this together in a concise way. Do leave comments if you have any leads or suggestions. And I'm really hopeful. The fact that we've made so much progress so far, keeps me hoping that we can find Jason one day. So I'm an independent filmmaker, and just to show you how much the Resident Evil intro really influenced me, please check out this video here. Certainly the intro, and you can see where the influences have come in. Please consider watching my other movies and listen to my self-made music. I'm out of here.